Hi everyone, welcome to this tarot reading. So today's reading is a fun little reading about what kind of lover would they be. So if you have a crush on somebody, if you're interested in somebody, or if you're just curious, or if you've just started dating someone and you're wondering what kind of lover they would be, then this reading is for you. However, please take note that with any tarot reading on the internet or just with any tarot reading in general, you should always take it with a grain of salt and use your intuition to sieve out which um, messages resonates with you, especially since this is a general reading, so it's not all the messages are going to resonate with you. And I I don't know you personally. I don't know the person you're interested in personally, so I cannot say for sure what you or your person are like. What I can do, however, is to try to decipher and interpret the cards that are shown to me to the best of my ability so that you could try to sieve out what you think resonates with you. Uh, No, I would urge you to use your intuition to take what resonates with you. What I mean by that is that you know how sometimes we get a certain vibe to this person, but we can't quite put our finger on what that vibe, that feeling is telling us. So what this tarot reading does is to just maybe confirm what you already know, but has not surfaced to your consciousness yet. So what your subconscious, what your intuition has picked up on, but has not translated into language, into words, into something concrete in your mind. So I would urge you to just do this pick a card reading with an open mind, with a sense of fun. Don't take it too seriously. I think this is just a fun little sort of quiz for you to do to um, have fun making a little guesswork to find out, to know more about the person you're interested in. The most important thing to do, however, is to try to get to know them in real life. And with that said, I have three piles here for you to choose today. From left to right, we have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Now, I also have three GIFs attached, put on screen, attached to each pile. Now, I don't have the physical piles put on the screen today for you to choose. So, please use your intuition to choose the pile that most resonate with you, to choose the number that most resonate with you. Or if you're choosing visually, choosing based on the gifs, I would urge you to maybe let your eyes lose focus for a moment and let your eyes drift to the gif that is calling out to you. With that said, I will keep the gifs looping on screen for about a minute or so, and I'll put the timestamps in the description box below. So see you in about 60 seconds. Hi pile one, if you chose pile one, here are your cards. Let's start with the tarot cards. So right here we have the Justice card. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Nine of Coins. And we have here the Star. As for your Oracle cards, we have here the Artist card, the Beggar card. We have here Fear. There's Libra, so they might be a Libra, or they might just embody traits that a Libra might have. We have here Saturn or Saturnus. We have the Intellect. And finally, we have the Teacup. Okay, so let's start with the Justice card. The Justice card tells us that this person is someone who's very diplomatic. They're all about balance and harmony and fairness. They care a lot about doing the right thing. They are very compassionate and perceptive, so they try to they're very empathetic, so they try to consider all the different points of view before they come to a decision. This can make them a little indecisive because they're always wondering which option is the best. They're always trying to do the right thing, or rather what they think is the right thing. They're also someone with tact, and they are very aware of how their words, how the way they phrase their intentions can affect other people, so they try to be very careful with their words so that they don't cause misunderstandings and they don't hurt somebody else's emotions. The Justice card is also represented by the number 11, to show the element of balance. And I find it to be very interesting that the Fear card here is also the 11th card in this deck. This particular Fear card talks about confronting our fears, and fears can take many forms in our daily lives. For example, if we fear that we might not succeed in a certain project, we start to procrastinate. If we fear embarrassing ourselves, we might not pick up a new task, we might not volunteer or take initiative. So I think that in this case, while this person is very diplomatic, they are very perceptive, I find it at times this can be driven by a sense of fear. It's not so much that, or rather, it's not just that they want to be fair. I do think that they do have a sense of righteousness about them, and they want to be very fair, they want to be very sympathetic, but at times it might also be because they just, they fear stepping on other people's toes. So this is not someone who is very domineering, someone who says what's on their mind. So sometimes you might have to read between the lines to get to know what they are thinking. And if they're upset with you, they might not show it directly. They might not be very good at expressing their feelings. However, they will try to say it tactfully. Like if they're angry at you, you probably not expect a huge outburst, but they would try to reason with you. This could be good or bad. This is someone who's very open to discussions, but it could also mean that it's hard to gauge what they are really feeling, or and it's hard to gauge the depths of their feeling, like how angry or how happy or how upset they truly are. So you might have to take some time to read into this person. Now, with the Nine of Wands, this is someone who's very determined. They have a lot of determination, they have a lot of perseverance, they have a lot of energy in pursuing their goals, whatever goal that might be. So even when they are drained out, if they are feeling drained out, they won't give up. And with the Nine of Wands, now some cards in the suit of wands can be quite fickle. The Knight of Wands, for instance, is about a burst of energy. Now that energy may or may not last. However, the Nine of Wands is a slow burn, so they have this very strong determination, never give up attitude about them. However, the Nine of Wands is also about feeling drained out, feeling like you are afraid to let go. So with the Fear card here and the Nine of Wands, I feel like this is someone who could be somewhat insecure and lack self-confidence. So they are very single-minded in their goal. However, they could be plagued by the feeling that if they relax, if they let up, they would fail. There's always this sense of the fear of failure. Now, in a relationship, this might mean that they could be overly cautious and wary. They might have a suspicious nature. They might not feel very secure with you. And with this and the Beggar card, I feel like sometimes they can get a little bit needy. So because they can feel somewhat insecure at times, so they need you to show them that you're devoted to. They might need you to always give them reassurance. However, this is not because they cannot see you for who you are. Now, with the Artist card and the Justice card, I see that this is someone who is very perceptive. However, they might lack self-confidence at times because of that fear. And with the Nine of Wands. The thing about the Nine of Wands is that this is someone who's in possession of many wands. They have a lot of passion. They have a lot of energy. They are in possession of power. However, they are plagued by this fear of losing that. This is not someone who's very free-spirited. You can see from the Justice card, Justice, Libra, and Saturn. These three cards tells us that this person is very concerned with structure, with balance, with doing what is right. Saturn is about limits. It's about convention. So this person is they are defined by that. They're not free-spirited. Even though there's an Artist card here, I don't really see them as a free-spirited, adventurous, exciting artist type. What I think this Artist card is referring to is that you can see from the words on the light attributes, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. What I think is that this person is very perceptive. They can it's almost like they know things about you that you did not even know. They make you discover new sides of yourself. They are very discerning, and it feels like they could see right into your soul. However, it also means that they are not someone who's prone to romanticism. They see both your positive traits and your negative traits clearly. They are very realistic, they are very practical minded. And because they see your negative traits, they see your weaknesses so clearly, they're not someone who would agree with you or give you their wholehearted, unconditional support just because they love you. If you're in the wrong, they're gonna tell you you are in the wrong. Or rather, if they think you're in the wrong, they are going to tell you you're in the wrong and they are not going to support your opinion. So this might lead to disagreements between you and your person. However, again, because this is not someone who is very confrontational because of the Libra card and the Justice card, they are very diplomatic. You might not have explosive arguments with this person, but you also might not win them around. If you're looking for unconditional support, you would not find it. However, what they could give you is to perhaps let you see things through a different perspective. They could, through their words or through their actions, try to change your perception very diplomatically so that you could come to terms with the situation at hand. With the Intellect card and the Justice, the Libra card, and even the Saturn card, I think that this is someone who can be very detached. They are not someone who's very emotional. They're not someone who's very temperamental. This doesn't mean that they are cold, because with the Justice card, we've got a balance of the heart and the mind. And to read the Intellect card on the more surface level, I think that this is someone who is highly intellectual. They could be very highly educated, or they could just be very interested in knowledge. They are very passionate about knowledge. They are very passionate about learning. With the Intellect card and the Artist card, I think that this is someone who, and even the Justice and Libra card, I think that this is someone who is very interested in knowing. They not necessarily just conventional knowledge like the stuff you learn in school, but just perhaps this is someone who's very interested in discovering different points of view, in understanding different points of view to better put themselves in other people's shoes. But because they are so empathetic, sometimes it might feel like they might feel stuck. They might feel like they are in a standstill, because they could see and understand everyone's point of views, sorry. And they might find it hard to make a decision and decide who is really right, because they know that nobody's totally right and nobody's totally wrong. Like I said, this is someone who's very indecisive, and they might also fear, like they always have this fear that they're not seeing the whole picture, because this thing, they are an intellectual. They know that there are limits to our perception. However, this does not stop them from trying to see the whole picture, from trying to get everyone's point of view. So I feel like this might cause them to be plagued with self-doubt at times. Like they might feel like oh, am I missing something? Is this right? Is it okay if I impose my perception, my point of view, my argument, my logic onto this other person? Am I ignoring their feelings, and as a result they might find it difficult to be assertive? Okay, so with the teacup and the 9 of coins, I also think that this person has an indulgent artist side to them, with the artist card as well. Actually, the Nine of Coins, Teacup, and Artist. This is someone who knows how to enjoy life. This is someone who likes luxury. Perhaps they are rich, I don't know, or perhaps they just like things that appeal to the sense of beauty. You know, they like to take time to enjoy, have a cup of expensive tea in an expensive teacup set and enjoy nature. Maybe eat some expensive fruits with it. This is someone who I sort of get this Taurus energy, like someone who likes beauty, someone who likes delicious things. I keep thinking about food, I don't know why. This is someone who likes to enjoy the finer things in life. Now with the Nine of Coins, it also tells me that they're very self-sufficient, they're very independent. However, this might mean that they aren't very good at sharing their life with someone else. And with the Star comes after the Tower in Tarot. This is after a period of turmoil. You're starting to find peace again. You're starting to be reconnected to your subconscious. And what I think is that this person is very connected with their intuition, very connected with the subconscious. And they might have a very calm, very peaceful vibe about them. You might feel refreshed and rejuvenated just being about them. However, because the Star it's a very solitary card in my opinion, so I think that this is someone who might feel a little bit distant at times. They are very perceptive and very discerning, but it might be a little bit hard to get to know them. So, however, they are very attractive. The Star, they are literally the star. You know, there's someone who draws you in. Perhaps they have this sense of mystery about them, this sense of mystery and intellect. And they might feel a little bit posh also, with the Nine of Coins cup and with the Teacup. And that's all I have for group number 1. I hope this resonates with you. I hope it describes the person you're interested in some way. And I hope to see you soon. Goodbye. Hi group 2, if you chose group 2, here are your cards. We have here the World. We have the Ace of Cups. We have here the Nine of Swords. And we have the Ace of Wands. And then we have here the Visionary card. We have the Student card. We have here Change. Aquarius. Neptune or Neptunus. Sappho Love. Followed by Elixir. Okay, let's start with the tarot cards. So, with the World, I always think of that song, the I Can Show You the World, the Disney song, the Aladdin song, when I see this card. So immediately I see that this person is someone who's very worldly, who's very exciting. They have a very exotic personality. They make you feel like you feel like your world expands when you're around them. You feel things, you experience things that you've never experienced before. This is also because they are, with the Ace of Cups, I see that they are a very romantic person. They are a very intuitive person. They're very emotional. They're just very exciting to be around. Now, I think it's interesting that we have two aces here, the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Cups is, of course, about emotions, about inspiration, about creativity, about love. and wands are about passion, about energy, about excitement. So this tells me that this is someone who makes you feel brand new in a way, like that Madonna song, like a virgin. It makes you feel renewed. It makes you excited about life again. You're not just excited to be with them, you're excited because they make you, it's like they change your whole perception of life because of how amazing they are. I feel like they might have they have a larger than life personality. They are a very special, very unique, very unusual person. With the Aquarius card, I also see, with the Aquarius card and a visionary, they kind of remind me of this like artist, philosopher type. They are a student of the world, the student card. They are, it says here they are devoted to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. Now, I don't really see them as a very studious student type, or rather, they are more about gaining new experiences. So perhaps, with the world card as well, they are someone who likes to travel, likes to explore different cultures, to immerse themselves in different cultures, and perhaps you love that because when you're with them, you feel like your world really expands, your worldview expands. You know so much, so many more people. You know so much more about the world. You experience so much more. And with Aquarius, Neptune, with Ace of Cups, and even with change. So I think that they are a very temperamental person. They are very unexpected. They're always changing. This makes them very exciting to you because there's always something new they are interested in. There's always something unexpected that they suggest to do. For instance, there's always something new that they bring to the table, that they bring to the relationship. However, I also think that this can mean that they are a little moody at times. Their moods are a little bit hard to predict. I sort of see this like very emotional artist type. Someone who's very susceptible to the energies around them, someone who's very susceptible to changes in moods, changes in their environment. So what I mean is that they are very affected by their environment, I think. And it could mean that their moods are very hard to predict as a result. They can go from being very excited 1 second to being very moody the next second. And with Neptune and the Ace of Cups, I also think that this is someone who's very dreamy, who's very intuitive, so they might know you very well because of how strong that intuition is. They might be very susceptible to your moods. They might be very aware of your moods. However, this might not be someone who's very well equipped to deal with, let's say, moodiness around them. It might, if someone else is moody, they might become moody as well. And with Neptune, I also think that they're not very grounded. They are very dreamy. They're always in their own world. They are visionary. They are very creative. They are very attuned with their subconscious. So they might be someone who's interested in the occult, or they might be someone who's just very interested in deciphering their dreams, very very emotional. They feel things very strongly. They might be the type who cries very easily when they're watching movies. They are very empathetic. And what else? Okay, with the World card, I sort of also get the sense that this person might, when you're with this person, you might feel like they are your soulmate. That you might feel like they complete you. Of course, this is whether or not you believe in soulmates or whether or not they really are your soulmate is another thing. But this is what they can feel like to you in a moment of heat of passion, for instance. And you see here we have the love card, right? Phosphor. So this is someone who's very romantic, very passionate, who loves very deeply, who's very seductive and erotic. However, with the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands, I also get the sense that this passion may or may not be long lasting, because I get the sense that they are very fickle, with the change card. They can be very fickle. And I say that because take the Ace of Cups, for instance. The Ace of Cups is about the beginning. It's about a spark, that very first spark of inspiration, that very first note of intuition, of romance, for instance. Whereas the Two of Cups is about being connected, devoted, the connection and devotion and between two people. So with the Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands, I don't really see that kind of devotion between the two of you, where I just see that spark, the initial spark, that very exciting moment, like the honeymoon phase of a relationship. Of course, with the World card, it could mean that the World card is the end of a journey, end of a cycle. It could mean that this is a spark that could last a lifetime, or it could mean that this is the end of a cycle before something new begins again. So I can't really tell if it would be you could form a lasting connection with this person. However, I do think that if this person became your lover, they would be very exciting. They would be very romantic. This is almost like a movie type of romance, like a once in a lifetime type of romance, the love of your life kind of vibe. A love that consumes you, I think. So with the Student card, besides that, this is someone who's very curious, who's very inquisitive, who's very creative. I also get the sense that they might be a little, they might have a childlike disposition about them because of how unique, how unexpected, how temperamental they are. However, this could also mean that they might be a little bit immature at times. Although I don't really think that this is the part on immaturity is going to necessarily resonate with all of you, because we have the Neptune card here as well, and I do see Neptune as someone who is very emotionally mature. So perhaps this could be someone who, like I said, this is someone who is very fickle. It's very hard to grasp them. It's very hard to describe them, to define them. So there might be times where they are immature, but times where they are surprisingly mature, almost like they're an old soul. With the Neptune card and the World card, I feel like this is someone who has seen the world, or rather, they make you. It feels like they have seen the world. For instance, the Visionary card also tells me that they are very ambitious, although they might not be the kind who would lay out concrete plans for their ambitions, lay out concrete plans for their goals because of how fickle, how temperamental, and how dreamy they are. So this is someone who has their head in the clouds, who's very romantic but not necessarily down to earth. With the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Swords and the Change card and the Neptune card, I sort of sense that there's, like I said, there can be a moody side to them. In particular, with the Nine of Swords, they might have bouts of paranoia. They might be very prone to self-doubt, to anxiety. And in a relationship, this could mean that they might not feel like they are enough for you, or they might lose faith in the relationship, or they might be jealous, or that. And because it's the Nine of Swords, and Swords is the suit of intellect, I feel like they might feel that the two of you do not connect on an intellectual level. Now, I don't mean that they're looking down at you. They don't think that you are I don't mean that they don't think that you are smart enough for them or anything like that, or that they don't think that they are smart enough for you. But I just think that because they are so they're just so different, so there might be a clash in opinions at times. And speaking of being different, like Aquarius, like the vibe I always get from Aquarius is that they're somewhat always in their own head. And you can never really grasp what they are thinking, but they're just so alien almost, like fun, quirky, eccentric person. Now, Aquariuses are also very open-minded and visionary, so this might be very exciting for you, or sometimes they might be so, their thinking, their mindset might be so progressive that you might not be in sync with each other. The elixir card it reminds me of a love potion almost. I think that when you're with this person, it's almost like you've drank a love potion and you're just so consumed by them. You are just so in love with them to the point where I feel like you might be too you might forget yourself in that relationship almost, like it sometimes, because they have such a larger than life personality. They are so eccentric and avant-garde. It might feel like that relationship might be a little lopsided in the balance. So that's all I have for group 2. I hope this resonates with you, and I hope it describes the person you're interested in some way. Thank you. Hi group 3, if you chose group 3, here are your cards. We have here the 8 of Coins, the 5 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, the 7 of Wands. We have Self-Love, Destroyer, Athlete, Virgo, Uranus, Emily Bronte Fantasy, and Knife. Okay, so we have 2 Cups cards here. We have the 5 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. Now, with the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Cups tells me that this is someone who has trouble letting go of the past. This could be a past relationship, or this could be someone who's just very sensitive and is not good at letting go of the hurt that they had received in the past, and this could be within your relationship with them. So for example, if you've said something that hurts them, it would not be easy for them to forget about it. They're not really, it's not because they bear grudges against you, but they're a very sensitive soul. And with the Four of Cups, I sort of sense that they have this existential ennui about them. I sort of sense that they are almost like this Byronic character, like they have a dark, traumatic past, and now they're moody, but I feel like they are very sexy to you. They're almost like a fantasy to you. Like we have this fantasy card here, right? So with the Four of Cups, they have this moodiness about them that really attracts you to them. So I feel like they always feel a little bit bored with life. They are in search for something new. And you feel like you could be the thing that fills the void in their life. However, like I said, with the Five of Cups, they might have trouble. They're the kind who might have trouble letting go of the past. And with the Knife card and the Destroyer card, I kind of get the sense that they can be a little bit spiteful and self-destructive if they have been scorned. I don't think that they are dangerous per se, but I do think that you might be attracted to that sense of unpredictability and moodiness. Like it almost feels like they are sexy and dangerous to you. And with the Seven of Wands, now the Seven of Wands could mean that this is someone who is very competitive, who's full of vigor and full of energy and aggression, but I always see it as someone everyone is out to get. I don't mean that everyone is trying to sabotage them, but I mean that they are very popular and everyone wants a piece of their ass, so to speak. So I think that you are very attracted to this person because of how sexy they seem to you. With the Uranus card, it also tells me that the Uranus card also tells me that this is someone who's very original, who has a bit of an alpha personality almost. Doesn't matter what their gender is, it's just that this is someone who knows what they want and is out to get what they want. So I see that with the Uranus card, the Eight of Coins, and the Seven of Wands as well. This is someone who is who has a lot of perseverance. Now the Eight of Coins is about slowly working hard to build something, right? And the Seven of Wands is about, it's very territorial. It's like protecting your own territory, fighting off the invaders. And Uranus is Uranus rules the night sky and the heavens. It's about vision, aspirations, it's about the world, it's about the universe, it's about cosmos, about originality. So this is someone who is very ambitious, who is very larger than life. And the Knife card also tells me that this is a person of action. They know what they want and they are just going to go ahead and do what they want to get what they want. So if you happen to be the person that they want, then they will do, I feel like they would do anything to have you, to get you to be their partner. Of course, I don't mean that they are unscrupulous or that they are not considerate of your boundaries, but just that they are someone who's very sure of themselves, who's very determined. Perhaps because of that, they are always in search of something new, because they, right, I forgot about the athlete card, because the athlete is also about, it's about transcending physical limits, it's about perseverance, willpower. This is someone who has a lot of perseverance, who has a lot of willpower, but because of that, because they always have a way of achieving their goals, it might mean that at times they also feel like something, whatever they have is just not enough. They're always in search of the next goal. Now, I don't mean that they are prone to infidelity. I don't necessarily mean that, but they might be so involved in their work and in their ambition in their career that you might not get the kind of attention that you expect from them. Of course, this everyone's expectations is different. So if you are a very independent person as well, then this person might be perfect for you. You might be a pair of high-powered, career-driven power couple, for instance. With the knife card also reminds me of the suit of swords in tarot. So I think that this is someone who is very intellectual. I don't think that this person is interested in knowledge for the sake of knowledge, though. It's not like in the previous piles where I get the sense that the people in the previous piles are very interested in the world, who has a desire to be very cultured. But for this pile, I feel like this person is interested in acquiring knowledge for a purpose. They are pragmatic in a way, but it's not like they are unimaginative. They're not very dreamy, but they are very innovative. They are not boring, no, like they are not boring though. Like with the fantasy card, we know that this is someone who's almost like a dream, who can be prone to fantasies, but at the same time they are very grounded because of the Virgo card. And I think they are a perfectionist. So with the athlete card, with the Virgo card, with the 8 of coins, and even the knife card reminds me of like gives me a sense of someone who's very preoccupied with precision. So with athlete, Virgo, 8 of coins, and the knife card, I get the sense that this is someone who is a perfectionist. So in a relationship, it could mean that they could have very high expectations of you as their lover. Of course, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. So if you're someone who likes a challenge, if you're someone who's very confident, if you're someone who have very high expectations of your lover as well, then this person is perfect for you. Like they are, like I said, they are like this, almost like this Byronic, sexy anti-hero figure that you see in movies and read in books. And even though I said that this isn't someone who's very dreamy, who's very this isn't someone who's very dreamy or very intuitive, but with the Four of Cups, I sort of sense that they have a philosophical aspect to them, because the Four of Cups is also about contemplation of life, right? So it's not like they are the kind of person who cannot see past reality, who cannot see past physical reality, but it's just that they are not necessarily romantic. They're just they are more like the philosophical kind who think about what's the meaning of life, what is life, what am I doing here, is there something else I should be doing? So I think that this could be very attractive to you, because it feels like, to you, it feels like they are very intellectual. They don't just take things for what they are, and they think about things deeply. With the Virgo card also tells me that they are a very meticulous person. They are a very meticulous lover. So despite the whole alphaness they have going on, they are also very in tune with your needs. Might not necessarily be emotional needs, but they are very. They might be the kind who shower you with gifts, who is very considerate, who is very concerned about your physical needs, who's also very insightful. So they might be they will not be dense about your emotions, so they could tell what you're feeling, but they might not be very accommodating of it. However, okay, what I mean by that they might not be very accommodating is that they are not the kind of person who will like say very nice things to you just to make you feel better. However, they might do other things for you to brighten up your day. For example, make a nice meal for you, for instance. So they might not express their concern for you verbally. Emotionally, they might not look you in the eyes and tell you like, oh, I feel what you're feeling, and so on, but they can discern the whatever you're feeling pretty well. Virgo is also it's also a very elegant card, so I get the sense that this is someone who's very classy, who's very almost has this very pristine vibe about them, like they're some sort of gentleman or lady, I feel. And with self-love, I think that this is someone who has very high standards for themselves and for you. Like I said, I think they are a perfectionist, and as a result, sometimes they might start to compare themselves with other people. They might compare you for other people even. So, however, they do realize that, I think that they do try to have more self-love so that they could be in a place where they could give you more unconditional love as well. So they are very aware of that. However, at times they might be prone to self-destructive tendencies, or they could be very short-tempered and blow their top when something is not going right, something does not match something is not up to their standards. However, the Destroyer card is not all negative. I feel like this is someone who okay, some people let go of things gradually, like they just let time heal their wounds. However, with this person, they sort of require a huge and impactful cathartic event before they can move on with their lives and let go of what they need to let go and be in a position of self-love and have self-love. It's almost like they are a all or nothing type of person, I feel. However, I also think that they are a very patient lover. The Eight of Coins is about patience, it's about working hard. So if you have any problems in a relationship, like this is not someone who will give up easily. This is someone who will work at it and try to make things work out. However, do note that with the Virgo card and the Knife card, like I think that this is someone who might be overly analytical or overly critical. Although, like I said, depending on your personality, this might not be a bad thing. Because some people do like that, like some I think that there are people out there who expect like unconditional love and support from their partners, but there are others who appreciate honesty and criticism in a relationship because this to them it feels real. It feels like their partner is being truthful to them. So if this is you, then this person would be great for you. And just one last thing. So with the Destroyer card we see and the image of a volcanic eruption, right? And so after a volcanic eruption, if I'm not wrong, pardon my geography, the lands in the area become more fertile, which gives people living near volcanoes the chance for a new life, the chance to grow crops and have harvests. So I do think that what this person represents is potential. They are a person of extreme. So at one hand, it might feel like they are very destructive, but what comes afterwards is the potential for something nurturing, like 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 the Virgo card here. So I mean, the Virgo has two aspects, right? One side of her is that she's overly critical, but on the other side, she's also very nurturing. So I think that this person is a person of extremes. It's like I said, they're all or nothing. They embody very extreme qualities. Okay, so that's all I have for group 3. I hope this resonates with you, and I hope it describes the person that you're interested in some way. So goodbye, and yeah, I hope to see you again.